Welcome back. This is Mukul Yudhir Singh for Autocar Professional. We are here at ACMA Automechanika 2026, and standing with me is Satendra Singh, CEO for Syrma SGS. Satendra sir, here in the two booths, in 900 exhibitors, you are only the first or second EMS exhibiting at Automechanika. What brings you at Automechanika?
Well, frankly, that's a very, very good point, Mukul. So as a company, if you look at our corporate strategy, we define ourselves as a design-led manufacturing provider. And the segment which we play in is a medium volume and high complexity and, whole range of electronics. One of the segments which we focus on as Syrma SGS is automotive. 28 to 30% of our revenue comes from automotive. So this sits right in the middle of our strategy. So if there's automotive somewhere, we got to be there, and that's why we are here. And we see lots of our tier one customers in the other hall who are here, and we are happy to engage with all the electronic players.
Interesting. You mentioned a very interesting term, design-led manufacturing. Where are we in terms of design-led manufacturing, especially for the automotive space, automotive lighting, box builds, and everything, compared to where were we 3 years from today? And what has driven that change according to you?
Okay, let's take a step back. First, let's talk about electronics. So if you see, traditionally, electronics was also there in automotive. We have come from there to electronics being right at the center of automotive. Anything automotive, electronics is there. And other way around as well. Anything electronics, automotive is there. So if you go to CES, for example, there's a whole bunch of automotive companies there, right from semiconductors to sub-assemblers, to the automotive companies and design houses and so on. So automotive and electronics are very, very closely connected, and the way it is expected that more than half of automotive value will be coming from electronics in next years to come. Now, back to your question, where are we with respect to the design-led manufacturing? So as far as players like us are concerned, we at this point are playing in the manufacturing and automotive. So we work with the tier ones, or we work with the automotive companies themselves in some cases, like in particular in EV. So in case of electric vehicles, we work with them and they have design teams working with us, and then we are manufacturing for them. In case of a traditional ICE engine, we are working with the tier one suppliers. We do a whole bunch of things, and typically the way I say, if you see any car on the road, there's a very high possibility that there is something made by Syrma SGS inside that car, whether it's lighting, VCU, ECU, body control, or something else, electronics. So we have a whole bunch of offerings. Pretty much everything which touches electronics, we make for somebody or other in the market.
Interesting. I wanted to understand more from you on the price per car, BOM per car, in terms of electronics. I spoke to a lot of experts today, and they all agree that for a car priced 10 lakh in India today, the average BOM for electronics is nothing less than 2 lakh rupees. That is 20%. And this, they say, would go up to at least 35% in next to 3-5 years. Are you seeing the shift?
We are seeing the shift, and we see a lot of demand coming in. So we have been growing very aggressively, and we are typically looking at 30-40% growth in automotive sector. And that directly is a function of the fact that electronics, on one hand, there is holistic growth in automotive industry. I think this year we grew about 6-7%. So if you look at 6 to 7% growth on volume, plus the value growth. Value growth is coming exactly from that perspective, wherein per car value of electronics is going up. And we see that clearly happening in our business. So clearly, next, I would say not 3-4 years, in 7-8 years, the amount of electronics in car will continue to go up. In a way, if you talk to many of the technology companies, they are talking about car being an extension of the persona. So seamless transition from your living room to study to the car and to the office. And that's where the connectivity comes in. That's where all the electronics comes in. I see a huge trend on increase of electronics in the cars, and I see it continuing for many, many years.
Do you also see the BOM for electronics, both active and passive, increasing in entry-level cars? Let's say 5 years from now.
Oh, absolutely, yes. And I think a lot of it will be driven by the safety features being mandated in India. So as soon as the airbags as they are being mandated, as the other safety systems are being required by the government to be implemented in every car. So you will see a lot of those safety systems coming in, ADAS coming in, and with that comes the electronics. So the volume driver will be coming from entry-level cars, definitely. Because high-end cars anyway have all the features today.
Interesting. You've been significantly expanding the number of SMT lines that you operate in India.
Yeah.
Are there specific lines routed only for automotive, and are those also going to increase?
Okay, so as far as SMT line is concerned, that's like a basic ingredient of manufacturing, as both of us know, right?
Yeah.
So with the growth, like I said, 30 to 40% growth is what we have been seeing, and we expect to see it in the automotive electronics. With that many number of SMT lines will keep increasing. So it's a function of the investments and the capacities we make. If you see today, we have 2 factories under construction. So we are expanding a factory in Bangalore. So we have already one factory. We are constructing another factory right in the same campus. We are constructing another facility in Bargur, which is going to be for wiring harnesses. So these 2 facilities are under construction, and there are some more in the works. So with every facility being constructed, we will have SMT lines coming in. And we already, remember, we opened our facility in Pune in October 2024. And that facility, only one building is commissioned now. We are looking at commissioning the second building. So we will have a whole bunch of SMT lines coming in this year into our manufacturing network.
Interesting. Would I be correct to say that a significant amount of your investment will go in for the automotive vertical?
I would say large part, because as I said, 30% roughly of our business is automotive. So roughly you can say that 30% of our investment in SMT would be directed to that. Because everything we do electronics in automotive has SMT in it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What is the one part of the puzzle that if we can solve today, we can really achieve 100% design-led manufacturing here in India for automotive electronics?
So I think we have all the basics in place. I have been enough years in electronics, longer than I would like to remember, in electronics manufacturing. I am one of those die-hard fans of electronics manufacturing. There are a couple of ingredients there. First thing is you talk about market, which we have. Second thing, you talk about the manufacturing capability, which we are building it up, and companies like us and some of our competitors are doing phenomenally well. All of us together as an ecosystem, that we will be looking at serious growth. And third thing is the component ecosystem. And fourth is the design capability. Now, design capability, I think on its own, if you look at, we have millions of engineers in India, and we continue to add several 100,000 every year. So we have design engineers, we have design capability, we have manufacturing capability, we have the market. What needs to be done is component side of it. So if we can build in the supply chain into it, and then looking at the integrated ecosystem. So a designer, supply chain person, manufacturing person, and the market guys, we all have to work together as an ecosystem, like some of our Asian neighbors have done, and then there is no stopping.
Interesting. Going forward, do you see EMS is working more for tier 1s or for OEMs?
Well, that's an interesting question. We have, as far as Syrma SGS is concerned, we have very clear philosophy that we always work with our customers. So we'll collaboratively work with our customers, whether it's a tier 1 or whether it's an automotive company. Like we do work with some automotive companies in EV space directly who are our customers. Likewise, we work with tier 1s. So it will be both in our view. In EV, typically it will tend to be automotive company directly. In case of ICE, it will be the tier 1s.
One last question, Satendra sir. 5 years from today, right? Do you think that EMS is especially working in the automotive space or for automotive space as well? Would they be working for Indian companies or would they be exporting a lot of what they build in India?
All right, that's another excellent question. Frankly, as Syrma SGS, about 1/4 of our revenue comes from exports. our stated strategy, which we have said very clearly, we are focusing on certain segments, automotive being right in the center, 30% of it, and we expect it to be around there. Second part of our strategy is that we will double down on exports, which is 25%. We expect to grow in 30s. So clearly we will be exporting. Not only other segments, like today we export automotive. We do export automotive, by the way. We export industrial. We export a little bit of control systems and so on, but mainly automotive industrial we have exports. We also export some consumer products, like we make several million of RFIDs every month. We export them. So absolutely, as far as Syrma SGS is concerned, we definitely will be exporting, and we are exporting as of today.
Interesting. Let's end this conversation today with your moonshot for India's automotive electronics industry.
Well, I would like to see Indian brands, made in India cars all over the world. So wherever I go, I would like to see that I am able to ride an Indian brand car, which is made in India. Or it could be made outside as well. I'm okay with that. But I'd like to see more and more Indian brands all over the place.
Perfect. That was Satendra Singh. This is Mukul Yudhvir Singh signing off for Autocar Professional.